welcome back. It's the summer of 2025 and the last time I made a video was a year ago. Let's just say life has been a little bit busy, in a good way. Busy in a good way. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Farah. I am a graduate of East 15 and currently a graduate actor working in the industry. And if you are a long-standing member of this channel, hi, sorry I've been gone for so long, just been trying to work through life. Now, thanks for joining me for this new chapter in my life as of summer 2025. And I could very easily sit here and describe to you for like an hour, 2 hours, maybe even 3, about what's been going on in the last year. But to be honest, I think I'm just going to show you. So strap in, grab yourself a cuppa, and let's see what the hell I've been up And there you have it. It has been, honestly, a whirlwind. I feel really bad. Like, I thought about filming so much and I always kept putting it off because I was just so busy. Nothing was getting me in the right headspace to go, right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna film a YouTube video, and then I just wouldn't do it. I put it off and go, oh, you know, there's not enough space in my house, there's not enough of this. And I was like, Farah, today you are just gonna film the YouTube video. And because there was so much to talk about. As you've just seen, I have had such a good graduating year. I'm really, really sad that I've had to say goodbye to East 15 because it has been a massive part of my life. You know, I spent 4 years in Southend. I spent it through the pandemic, was going through all of that. Drama school training has honestly prepared me for lots of things in life, but there are also things that I still need to learn. There's lots of people I still need to meet. You know, I'm not a finished product. That is the one thing I can stress to graduate actors going into this industry. Take in everything that you can, because when you get out there, it is just a minefield. They just let you go and do your thing, and you really do have to figure it out. I am no longer a drama school student, I am now a graduate actor, which in itself is terrifying. It's been a really difficult year as much as it has been successful. Now, I realised the last time I did this video was me talking about a government inspector happening and I was getting ready to do Fight Night. Well, still to this day, one of the best shows I've ever done in my life. It was incredible. What could be more fun than doing a cabaret of fight scenes from film, TV and stage? I had so much fun. yes, it was tricky. It was so difficult. I also lost my voice at one point during the show, which made it all the more difficult when you have to do things like accents, extreme emotional intensity. Like, it's losing your voice in a show like that was, it couldn't have come at a worse time. I remember the tutors had me gargling Listerine backstage just for me to try and go on stage and actually be able to say anything, because goodness me, it was definitely a struggle. But my favourite scenes were probably Love and Death, of course. I got to do my final showcase with my best friend Maddie. Like, it was such a good scene. Barbie, because we managed to turn Barbie into a fight scene. It was incredible. Amazing stuff. Maddie did a fabulous job choreographing it. It was almost like a musical number as well as a fight scene. Like, what more could you want? I loved being part of the Batman. It was so well done. It was so stylized in the best way possible. We did have like a basic set, but with the lighting and the lasers and the smoke and the costumes, you know, we could have made it look like a movie set. It was brilliant. I remember the first night we opened, and we opened with Kingsman. I had to run outside, and I just remember hearing the crowd just erupt into applause, and you just get that feeling in your chest of like, wow, like, this is a show we made and people are loving it, and it's only the opening night. I really am happy that Fight Night was a success. I will miss it very, very dearly. Now, moving on from drama school life, I'm so excited to talk about my first graduate job. You have no idea how excited I was when I got that email. I was in the gym, I was on the treadmill, and I had an email pop up on my phone. It was saying, casting through Musketeers, and I was going, oh. You know, you haven't heard from people in so long that you just go, oh, it's been too long. I think it's a no. Let me say, I nearly fell off the treadmill. I literally nearly screamed at the gym. It was so funny. I was just like, no words. I immediately called my family, telling them, and the email was so lovely. It was saying, you know, you've been offered the part of Milady understudy, which I was like, and also the part of City Guard. So it was amazing. My first show out of drama school, and I'm already doing 2 parts. One as a main lead understudy, and secondly as a fighting ensemble member. So let's just say I played quite a few characters in the show. The New Vic Theatre, gorgeous regional theatre. It's up in Newcastle-under-Lyme. When I got to the New Vic Theatre, I realised I'd actually been there before. I had a walk around, and it's this gorgeous in the round theatre. I think it seats just over 600 people, so it's a really big space. You know, it's my first job out of drama school. I got my digs sorted. I was getting my kit list sorted, signing all my contracts. Also the first time ever signing a contract for a job, which, you know, as a graduate actor is something I think they should definitely prep you more for, because it can get really confusing. But no, there are lots of different things that you need to kind of tick off, you know, your passport, or your details, your medical history, all that kind of stuff. So once my contract was sorted, once my digs were sorted, equipment was sorted, I moved up to Stoke-on-Trent. We started rehearsals. It was really fun. Teresa Heskins, who is the amazing director of the show, she directs lots of different shows at the New Vic Theatre. She's a wonderful woman. Loved working with her as a director. She's just such a feel-good, fun-loving lady. Like, love her to pieces. If you ever get a chance to work with Teresa and you're up at the New Vic, you're in for a treat, because she's wonderful. They have an in-house team of stage managers, prop makers, set makers, tech, like everything, marketing, management. It's all like within the realms of inside the theatre, which is so good. Like, I love the team so much. So yeah, we started doing rehearsals. Everything was a little talky at the beginning, and then we cracked straight into the fights, because as you can tell, with a production like The Three Musketeers, the fights have got to be something else. You know, they are 3 of the most incredible sword fighters in all of literature. And obviously we meet D'Artagnan, who then joins the Musketeers, and he's also a very talented swordsman. So yeah, it was really amazing getting to work with Philip. I've only worked with Philip once before, when he came to teach us at East 15, way back in first year. So he was running all of our auditions for Three Musketeers. So actually getting to work with him and meet him properly was such a fun experience. He is an amazing choreographer. Like, the complexity of the fights itself was something to behold, because we had a lot of ensemble fights. The stage itself with the additions of set, and we had an extra row of seats on stage, it really brought, you know, the spacing really tight in. So doing big ensemble fights, it had to be complex, it had to be clean, and it had to be good, because it's so difficult to sell fights like that with so many people on stage and it not look either too squished or look dangerous enough that performers look like they're always going to hit each other with the swords. I think the main weapon system we used was rapier, and because there was lots of different variations. We had rapier and dagger, we also had case of rapier, we had rapier and cloak. Of course, the three Musketeers, that is one of the main elements of their costume, is they have the cloak, the hat and the sword. So yeah, there was lots of cool variations that we could play with. I had a really good time. It was fun to go back, you know, to the old weapon system that we were doing first year at East 15. And I thought, yeah, intensively, I haven't really done rapier and dagger that intensely for a long time. So it was really good of Stephen and Philip to really pull it back, start from scratch and go, you know, how do you feel in your body about distancing and space and casting, and, you know, all the stuff you learn and your fundamentals. They went through it all over again, which was really good. I'm glad they did that, because it really hammered home the foundations of where you needed to be for them to then add all the complexities of the choreography. And then we of course move on to, you know, one of the most exciting and, you know, most fulfilling parts of this job was doing my first lead understudy. It was such a fun process to be able to learn the part, but also watch it be played and learn and pick different things from performance. Milady was played by Charlotte Price. She's an incredible performer, incredible fight performer as well. Go check out the resume, because she's a wonderful teacher, she's a wonderful performer, and it's just so fun. So yeah, go give her a check out. I will leave her Instagram below. But yeah, so understudying Charlotte was really fun. And learning the part and watching it, but also doing my own part, was a lot. You know, you're doing quite a lot of smaller characters in the show, but some of them are like the comedy parts, and then also doing the fighting parts. You know, the city guard are always in the show. They're either chasing people around or we're in the big ensemble fights. For me, learning Milady alongside city guard was a big challenge, and I didn't actually go on until I think about 3 weeks, something like that. It was about a month to 3 weeks before we closed the show. And I thought, right, you know, we've done an understudy run, we've done it, you know, in costume and with tech. I think I'm gonna be okay. And I remember getting the call and I was like, oh God, you know, you haven't done it at all. And then you get the call and it's like, Farah, I think you're gonna go on tomorrow. I was going, right, okay, no pressure, it's gonna be fine. And I remember waking up that morning, going in for my fight call, but doing a very different fight call. All the different elements, it's just switching all the things out, going, cool, I need to put my city guard head over there for a moment and put my Milady head on, because everything is different. They're completely polar opposite tracks. And I remember being in my dressing room going, oh gosh, I've got different hair, I've even got a different microphone. I was going, oh God, am I going to be able to do this? Having a little bit of a faff. And then I went backstage, stood in the wing with costume that isn't normally mine, holding props that are not already mine. The person on the tannoy had said, you know, today's audience, we've got 600 da-da-da. And I remember thinking, wow, I was like, that is one of our biggest audiences yet, and it's for my debut performance. Oh my gosh. And I remember the lights going down, and I can hear Lima running up the other wing to jump in to start the show, and we obviously, in both VOMs, we walk in together. And I remember just standing there in the blackout going, okay, that's a lot of people. But I went on and I did it. I knew all my lines, I knew my choreography, I felt good about it. I had the best time. You know, we had D'Artagnan abseiling from the roof. We had Porthos lifting up pieces of the floor to climb up from the drains and things like that. Can't recommend enough working with the New Vic Theatre. They're a lovely group of people, and I will definitely be back. And now let's have a chat about where I'm at now. What I'm doing at the moment is Wars of the Roses, which is a historical action show which takes place at Warwick Castle. And the company that runs this show is the Knights of Middle England. So now that I've auditioned, I'm now a member of the company, and I'm acting and performing in Wars of the Roses. This show is amazing. There's horses, you know, what more would you want to do? Like, it's got everything. There's so much going on in this show. Even now, when I'm almost a month and a half in, it still is never the same show. Like, yes, it is, as you can tell, it's quite warm right now, and I'm filming this in the summer. It does get hot. You know, we're in costume, the horses are in costume, it's a busy show, there's lots to do during the day, it's a very hands-on experience, you know. You are helping make props for the show every day, you're helping take care of the horses, you're making sure the arena is all set up, you know, it's a very full-on hands-on job. I'm in the show and I'm holding fire and horses are galloping at me at how many miles an hour. You know, they're, you know, picking the rings off of you, and you're helping arm up the knights. And I actually booked my first riding lesson, which is something I never thought I would do. It was actually never something I thought I was that interested in, to be honest. But since working on this show and being with the horses, and I literally cuddle them like they're my best friends because they've all got such different personalities. The roles that I play in the show are Lancastrian Squire and also Elizabeth of York. The Lancastrian Squire role is probably the more physical one out of the two. They're the ones like gearing up the crowd, and you know, we're fighting in the show with swords and shields, and it's crazy, and we're handing lances and shields and helms up to the knights and running up and down the arena. You know, it is just go, go, go for 25 minutes. Bearing in mind, the show is only all in total 30 minutes long, with a 5-minute pre-show, but at the same time, it's a busy 30 minutes. There is a lot going on in that show. And my other role, Elizabeth of York, is the main storyteller of the show. It's like a nice connection with the audience that I like getting. It's nice to be able to just constantly be looking at them and feeding off the energy of the crowd and announcing the scores of the competitions. And of course, she gets married to King Henry at the end and she becomes Queen Elizabeth. And you're constantly pushing the narrative along. So it is really, both roles are really important to the show. So yeah, those are the two roles that I play. We're still on every day, 2 times a day until the end of August. So if you do want to come and watch, I will also link the show down below in the description. So if you want to get some tickets, come watch, come bring your friends. It's a great time. It's a hard summer, but hey, you know what? This is the kind of work that I enjoy doing. So yeah, if you haven't been to Warwick Castle yet, make sure you come, bring your friends, bring your family, and come and see Wars of the Roses. And finally, we're going to round off with, you know, what is going on with the channel and what is the future of the channel? Which direction is it moving in? Because of course we've jumped straight from the ending of my 3rd year to now a year on as a graduate actor. I really want to create like a new fresher look for the channel, so I'm looking into kind of getting a more studio kind of set up, actually making it just actually feel like there's a change, because bless me, back in 2019-2020 when I was there filming in my bedroom with my little blue wall behind me, it's very cute, but I'm getting to the point now where there's new projects and new things that I want to introduce, so I kind of want to give it just a little bit of an upgrade. You know, I've had my lovely Canon camera that I'm filming on since I started making my YouTube channel. It's lasted me well. It's like, it's never going to die. I really hope it doesn't die because cameras are very expensive. So yeah, creating a fresher look for the channel. I really want to get more people involved in the channel. I know we had some nice times with my friends and when we were current students talking about our experience at drama school. But now that we're not at drama school, I want to get people from the industry. I want to get people, you know, talking on the channel with me. Don't want to turn it into exactly like a podcast, but I would like to have certain segments on this channel of being able to kind of have those little talky, what's your experience, what's my experience of these things, and talk about things that are important in the industry. The bigger the community is, the more we've got to talk about, the more we can relate to each other. That's the kind of content I want to push out there. And just rounding off, I'm still very much here to give advice about drama school, about E15, auditions, that kind of stuff. Like I said, just because my channel is moving in a different direction doesn't mean I'm still not able to give the advice of all the things that I did before. So please, I'm always here. My DMs are always open. Please drop me a message. You guys have always been great. But yeah, don't hesitate to ask me. And now, finally, I'm in the headspace where I think I can make more YouTube videos and I have got a bit more time. I would like to keep up with content. Like I said, I'm so sorry. It's taken me a year to film this video. I've been mad about it. I really hope you guys haven't been too mad about it, but I also understand if you have been upset about it, because, you know, consistency is always nice, but sometimes life gets in the way. There's been a lot going on in my life, in my work life, my personal life, you know. It's just how life is. But yes, I'm here. I'm in a better headspace. I want to film more content. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for visiting. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, this might seem a bit weird if I'm just apologising profusely for being gone for so long. But for those of you who have been part of the channel for a really long time, thank you for staying with me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where the channel goes. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. I would like to be making more content very soon. Also, please send me messages of what kind of content you want to see, because that is also really important to me. I can think of topics off the top of my head, but also I want to hear what you guys want. So please feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'll always do a little poll on my Instagram story every now and again of what kind of videos you guys want to see. But yes, this is me, Farah Hughes, graduate actor, a year on from where we left off last time, signing off. Thanks so much for joining me, guys, and I will see you later!